Alright. Hi everyone, and welcome this time to the SM64 Task Competition 2018 Task 11. As always in these tasks, you gotta go as fast as possible. This task, ground pound the CCM blue coin switch, touch 3 signs. That means interacting with them, having your speed set to 0 while rubbing up against them, landing on top of them, etc. And end by collecting either the wall kick's work star or by entering the cabin. As always, the goal is to go as fast as possible. So, without further ado, let's get started. Starting off, in 33rd place, Phil Fafwa, time of 37.77 and 295 re-records. Let's load up their run. No description entered. Starts off immediately ground pounding the blue coin switch. Needs to make their way to the first sign. Looks like they're going to go down there. Rubbing up against the sign counts as interacting with it. Jumps all the way down. Not taking a very fast route over here. Jumping while in a butt slide animation, be able to continue moving. Makes it all the way down past this area. Long jumping around. No interacting with enemies allowed. It's a good thing the enemies aren't there. Hugs up against the sign. Right there. Hugs up against that sign. Now all they need to do is to collect the wall kick's work star. Wall kick. Grabs the ledge, jump ground pounds, and gets the star. Good job to Fufua, coming in 33rd place. Next up, in 32nd place, Russ E. Farmer, coming in with a time of 37.17. and 292 re-records. Let's load up their run. Description: Dargos' TASs are spliced. Can confirm. There's the ground pound. Long jumps all the way over here. Looks like going for the very same sign at the start. Lands on top of it to prevent having to lose all their speed. Now, instead of going all the way across with the help of the butt slide, actually uses a grind to get all the way over. Slightly faster. Manages to shave off a couple little tiny bits of a second by doing that. Dive recovers all the way over here, grabs onto the sign, and then ledge climbs up. Lands on top of that sign, does a triple jump to get a higher wall kick, then does a wall kick, and ground pounds into the star. Great job to Rusty Farmer, coming in 32nd place in this competition, barely beating out Fufua. Next up, in 31st, the meme we all know and love, Uganda Knuckles, coming with a time of 36.77. Every single time has ended with a 7, with 82 re-records. Let's load up their run. Description? No, I'm not reading that. Ground pounds the blue coin switch. Does some walking. Rubs up against the sign. Looks like he's going for a completely different sign over here, instead of going for the other two. Actually, instead of doing that, is actually just walking over here. Does a triple jump to be able to move faster. Is not able to keep walking up. That face when you walkin' barely makes it up to the top right here. It manages to dive through the bridge, interacts with another sign, touches the sign, and jumps into the cabin at the very top. Great job to Uganda Knuckles for barely beating Fufua and Rusty Farmer with the help of a better route. Great job to them. Next up, in 30th, the memer we all know and love, Not Plush. Time of 32.93 and 394 re-records. Not Plush, of course, not getting sub 30th, as keeping with tradition. Let's load up their run. Description: maybe I did this task in 2008. You couldn't have done that. You weren't born in 2008. Ground pounds, takes a little bit after ground pounding, does a dive recover right there, interacts with the sign. Jump dives over here to be able to skip the long grind. But instead of doing that, does a triple jump. lots of long jumps to be able to get a bunch of speed up of this hill. Does the same triple jump the last contestant did, but instead looks like he's doing some frame rocking right here. It's kind of hard to tell. Interacts with the sign, actually bonks off of it. Looks like he's going to jump on this sign. No, actually just rubs up against it and double jumps into the cabin. Yeah, he's improved a lot, right, Sam? Right. And next up, after not plush, in 29th place, being the first person in sub 30th, comma 2, time of 31.73 and 49 re-records. Let's load up their run. Comma 2. That's because comma was so great. Author, comma 3, but I'm only temporarily. Description, just a jokester. Ground pounds on the blue coin block. Uses the slope a little bit there to be able to get to the sign faster. Gets the sign on top of this little bob-omb area. Long jumps and grabs the ledge to be able to get over faster. These are the run files themselves, Krampus. Hits this sign, and now all he needs to do is go all the way into the star. Uses the sparkly triple jump. I don't know if that's a good idea right there. Regular triple jump might have been faster. Oh well. Does a side kick, side flip into a wall kick, into a jump dive into the star. Great job to comma 2, getting 29th place in this competition. Next up, in 28th place, Letters, with a time of 31.33, beating comma 2 by 0.4 of a second, with 79 re-records. Let's load up their run. Letters. Ground pounding on the blue coin switch to start. Grabs onto the sign. That definitely counts as interacting. Long jumps all the way down to the sign over here. Manages to get past that tree there. That's pretty difficult. Instead of just grabbing, has to wall kick there. That's a little bit slower than commas, unfortunately. Lands on top of the sign right there. That counts. Now all they need to do is collect the star. Runs up, side flips, wall kicks, does a couple wall kicks into a quick turn right there, into a long jump into the star. Great job to Letters, coming in at 28th place. Next up, in 27th place, just kidding, Mr. Piet 1001 with a time of 27.63 and 394 re-records. Let's load up their run. Mr. Pitt saving over 4 seconds, or pretty close to 4 seconds, over the previous competitor. Description, that is something I don't even know how to say. Change the camera before he starts. Does a jump dive down to this first sign over here, hugs up against it. Instead of going for the other signs, does a completely different route to get back up to the blue coin area. Now slides to be able to get a bunch of speed, and actually grabs onto the sign out of a butt slide. I'd be wondering when someone would come over this way and would avoid having to go all the way over past the bob-omb, pink bob-omb. Wall kicks a little bit and grabs the star. Great job to Mr. Piet, coming in 27th place, finishing in 27 seconds. Next up. Did he just... I hate you guys. Why do you do this to me? Why is he... Wow. 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 Next up, in 26th place. Thank you for clearing my save files, Mr. Pitt. I appreciate it. In 26th place, Patachu. Get this M64 out of the way. Let's load up his run. Oh, I didn't read the description. Oh well, sorry, Patachu. Clicked on it too fast. Does some kicking right here to be able to get to the sign faster. It actually lands on top of the sign. Lands on top of that sign as well. Long jumps all the way over. Only needs to grab the ledge. Has to make it past the enemies. Don't know if that's actually allowed, but he lands on the sign. Triple jumps up. Wall kicks and gets the star. Yeah, I don't know if that one should have been allowed because of the enemy killing, but it's not disqualified, so good job to Patachu for probably being disqualified immediately after this. Great job for coming in and not finishing. Next up, in 25th place, Venmo with a time of 26.60 and 2,635 re-records. Let's load up their run. Make sure you guys read all the rules. Descriptions and a few hours on routing, and it still sucks. Ground Pounds does some walking over here. Lands on top of that sign. That counts. Does some kicking all the way up here to get past these yellow coins. Does a triple jump up with some fast kicking, and to a jump dive to land on that sign, another one to land on that sign, and a regular jump to go into the cabin. Great job to Venmo, finishing in the top 25 in this competition. Next up, in 24th place, Carlos 16, with a time of 25.20 and 254 re-records. Carlos, notable for being the second person with a capital letter so far. Let's load up their run. Description: first TAS, H. Well, for your first task, you beat some real great tassers like Notplush, so I'm pretty proud of you. Goes all the way down to this sign over here. Looks like he's doing a dive recover rollout into that sign. Hugs it a little bit. Grabs the ledge to be able to go up. Does some dive recovers to make it over to this sign right here. Lands on top of it to just touch it right there. That's all three signs. Does some wall kicks right there to be able to get up to the top area and grabs the star. Great job to Carlos, finishing in 24th place in this competition. Great job for a first task, doing pretty dang well. Next up in 23rd place, Matt 1 CeeSZee with a time of 24.77 and 510 re-records. Let's load up their run. That is a hard name to pronounce. Description: first submission, let's go. Waiting on the ground pound. When's it gonna come? There it is. Ground pounds. Immediately long jumps to be able to make it onto that sign. Does a long jump all the way down and actually just takes damage and grabs the tree. Takes more damage right there to avoid having to do a slow ledge grab up. Pretty smart routing choice right there. Doing some jump dives. Was that a grind right there? Fancy. A triple jump, side kick, wall kick, wall kick, wall kick, star grab. Great job to Matt, finishing in 23rd place in this competition. Next up, in 22nd, Connor McMahon, the time of 23.97 and 705 re-records. Let's load up their run. Yes, that's right. Timing starts on hitting the switch. Jump dives all the way onto the sign, actually bonks off of it. Does a triple jump up over here. First person I've seen in quite a bit going on this route. Does a triple jump up to this area. Pretty unique route so far. Bonks off this sign as well. Hugs up against that sign by kicking it, and side flips into the chimney. Great job to Connor, getting 22nd place. Doing relatively well. Landing back on the slide. Great job. That was a pretty good free run, I admit. Next up, in 21st place, that cow guy. Coming in with a time of 23.27 and 407 re-records. Let's load up their run. That cow guy. Description: Mario 8, the power of 2. Has to ground pound right there. There it goes. Goes right up against that sign. Long jumps all the way down to that sign. Cancels the knockback with the help of a ledge cancel right there. Doing some diving to immediately go all the way over here. Thank you for the host, Cosmic. Lands on top of that sign very briefly. That's all 3 signs. Says they triple jump, side flips, wall kicks, ground pounds directly into the star. Great job to that cow guy rather, coming in 21st place. Next up, for the top 20. In 20th place, Alex 167 with a time of 22.90 and 1,091 re-records. Let's load up their run. Sorry about that, I mixed up guy and boy. Sorry about that, everybody. Starting off outside of CCM, has to make his way into the painting. He manages to do it with the help of a BLJ right there. Has to make his way to the blue coin switch without hitting any enemies. Hitting any enemy will result in him being disqualified from this task. There is the blue coin switch. Where is the... There it is. Doing some fancy movement right there to land on top of that sign. Long jumps all the way down here. Somehow doesn't take fall damage. What the heck? Just makes it all the way down, makes it past the enemy, doesn't want to hit them and get disqualified like one of the other competitors. Long jumps on top of the sign, long jumps on that sign as well. Firsties up, 3 firsties, and into the star. Great job to Alex, coming in the top 20 in this competition. Barely beating out that cow guy. Next up, in 19th place. He did hit 3 signs. He hit the sign at the very beginning, and then he hit 2 signs at the very end. Next up, breaking the top 20 in 19th place, Bubisha, time of 22.70 and 397 re-records, beating out Alex by 0.2 of a second. Let's load up their run. Here we go. La la la, as always. Ground pounds on the blue coin switch on the very corner. Gets some speed from that slope. Lands on that sign, goes all the way down. A slide kick right there to conserve a little bit more speed. Long jumps onto the sign, does a jump dive and a dive recover onto the final sign they need to hit. Firsties, side flip, wall kick, wall kick, wall kick into the star. Great job to Bubisha, coming in at 19th place. Barely being out Alex. Next up, in 18th place, Jangyan. Time of 22.23 and 7,780 re-records, the most amount of anyone by far up to this point. Let's load up their run. There you are, John. Description, that's the description, and say the last sentence. That's the description. Is that on misalignment you're on? Ground pounds onto the blue coin switch. Gets some speed from the slope and immediately lands on the sign. Sparkly triple jumps up. Pretty interesting route. Haven't seen this one in a while. Doesn't get a firstie there, somehow. What? Gets a bunch of speed for the help of that. What the heck are you doing, Jungyeon? Goes backwards onto that sign, lands on that sign, some dive grinding, and then just goes into... What? What the heck just happened? Let's watch that one more time, because what? Ground pounds the blue coin switch. Triple jumps up with the help of the sparkly triple jump. Doesn't firstie up, manages to avoid wall kicking for quite a little bit there. Gets a bunch of speed from the help of that little slope right there. Ground pounds through the bottom of the bridge. Lands on the sign, and actually just free runs a little bit before jumping in. Good job, Jungyeon, managing to beat quite a bit of the people, even with a little mini free run flare at the end. Shoutouts to CeeSZee, who routinely wastes time in order to get 4th place by doing free-run mechanics. Either way, good job to Jongyong, finishing in the top half of this competition, I believe, or very close to the top half. Anyways, next up, in 17th place, Maple Strip, time of 22.20, beating out Jongyong by 1 frame. Time of 379, with a re-record count of 379. Let's watch their run. That's very unfortunate, Jongyong. You shouldn't have done a free run at the end. Description: will wall jump work? Yes. Gets the red coin and kicks the sign right there. Does a sparkly triple jump up. Looks like a pretty similar route, except instead of wall kicking up, actually manages to do some jump kicks. A little bit slower. But that's alright. Gets all the way to the top with the help of these jump kicks. Wall kicks through the bottom of the bridge. Interacts with the sign a little bit there. And sparkly triple jumps into the very top. That was a very close interaction with the sign on the second one. I think we'll need an instant replay. I don't know. Somehow manages to make it all the way down. Oh, misses. Fakes it. Anyways, good job to Maple Strip for getting 17th place. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, SS. Not sure, but in the meantime, I'll let you guys confirm that. In 16th place, Iwer Sanch, at the time of 21.10 and 998 re-records. Let's load up Iwer's run. His description is meta and self-referential, so I won't read it. Starts off with a ground pound. Lands on top of the sign right there. Goes all the way down to this area over here. Again, not taking fall damage. Does some speed kicks right there to better be able to conserve speed. Lands on top of his third sign. Ooh, a different wall kick right there at the very end to shave off a little bit of time. Shaving off just some frames over Maple Strip rather. Great job to Iwer. Actually beating him by over a full second rather, not just a few frames. Great job. Pretty smart plays right there. Next up, in 15th place, Brett, who just said, "There's no way my run is top 15." Getting a time of 20.73 and 1,061 re-records. Let's load up his run. He did just say there's no way. Long jumps after the blue coin. Does some C-up trick right there. Kicks the sign. First he's up. Does a quick turn right there to better be able to turn. Does a triple jump up with some jump kicks. Slide kicks into a recover onto the sign and goes into the top of the cabin. Great job to Brett with a very great run. I don't know why he said that was bad, because it was top 15 in this competition. Great job. Anyways, next up, in 14th place, Speedy Cubed with a time of 20.50 and 1,897 re-records. Let's load up their run. Great job to Speedy Cubed for doing so well in this competition. He tried to do a copy pasta, but he misspelled the second word, so I'm not going to read it. Goes all the way to this sign right here, lands on top of it. Dive recovers down to this other sign, hugs against it for a brief moment. Doesn't even bother grabbing the ledge right there. You don't need to, you can just go on top of it. It's faster to take some fall damage right there. Long jumps, sparkly triple jumps up, side flips into wall kicks, into wall kicks, into wall kicks, into a star. Wall kicks really did work for him. Great job to Speedy Cubed, getting 14th place in this competition. Next up, in 13th place, Skepex, with a time of 20.10 and 7,557 re-records. Good job to Skepex, doing particularly well in this competition. Starting off, negative 68 lives, 7,800 stars, does some jump dives over here, immediately turns around on top of the sign to be able to go past this area instead. Gets a bunch of speed from help with the slope, goes all the way down. First one in a long time going completely to the other side of the map instead of having to go past the pink bob-omb. Side flip, wall kicks, into a ground pound into the star. Great job to Skepex. Doing pretty well in this competition, missing out top 10 by a little bit. Great job. Yeah, I agree, that was a pretty great route. I really loved that glitchy wall kick. Next up, in 12th place, barely missing out on the top 10, Go-Go. Unfortunate. Getting a time of 18.90 and 656 re-records. Let's load up their run. Go-Go, well known for hosting some task competitions of his own, which you should check out. Description, I tried this time. Long jumps after the first one, gets some speed. Lands on top of the sign, immediately does a triple jump. Wall kicks all the way up. Long jumps up a little bit of this slope. Slides a little bit. Interacts with that sign for a little bit. That one does a side flip wall kick into the top of the cabin. Then reads the sign. The free-running legend he is. Great job to Go-Go, getting 12th place in the competition. That's right, a 4th sign. We've heard legends. Finally saw it today. Great job. Next up, in 11th place, Taechuk. Time of 18.67 and 4,094 re-records. Let's load up their run. I believe this is their first submission, so doing so well. Congrats to you. Description, first attempt at tasking Super Mario 64 or any N64 game. Hope I'm not too bad. This task might not have been the best to enter on, but I did my best. I'd say you did pretty well. Beating established people like Brett and destroying established people like Notplush. Kicking the sign right there. Doing a sparkly triple jump up. Doing another sparkly triple jump up this blue area. Kicking up to be able to keep his speed. While kicking through the bottom of the bridge, landing on top of the sign, landing on top of that sign, and doing a sparkly triple jump into the top of the cabin. Great job to Taechuk, getting 11th place in this competition. First time tasking an N64 game, I expect great things from you. Next up, for the top 10, in 10th place, the legendary TASer Nis, getting a time of 18.57 and with 2,222 re-records. Let's load up their run. Nis getting out a little early. Landing on top of the sign and going all the way to the bottom right there. Actually grabbing the tree and conserving the speed out of the tree. What the heck? So much slide kicks. Grabbing both of these signs right here. Side flipping, wall kicking, and ground pounding into the star. Great job to Nis with a truly unique route. I really like that start right there. Let's watch that one more time. Ground pounding. Bouncing on top of the sign and falling all the way to the down. All the way to the down, grabbing off or slide kicking off that tree to conserve speed. Landing on top of that sign right there. Turning right here to go on top of that sign. Wall kicking and ground pounding into the star. Great job to Nis doing a really sick route. Congrats on getting top 10. Next up, in 9th place, Cinnamol, time of 18.43 and 397 re-records. Let's load up their run. Congrats to Cinnamol for also making it into the top 10. Long jumping all the way over to the sign. Doing a regular triple jump. Looks like he's probably going to firstie up. Yes, uses some firsties. Gets some speed from the slope. Triple jumps up the green slope right here. Jump dives on top of the sign. And triple jumps all the way into the cabin entrance. Great job to Cinnamol. Let's watch that one more time. Cosmic finally got his wish. just managing to optimize it a little bit better. Landing on top of the sign, doing some firsties up to better conserve some speed. Going up by way of this green slope. And triple jumping off of the sign into the cabin. Great job to Cinnamol, getting 9th place. Next up, in 8th place, Non 5N5E, time of 18.27 and 1,540 re-records. Let's load up his run. He's famous for trying to get mod in every single chat he has ever been in. Let's watch his run. Yes, BLJ was banned on this TAS. Getting a bunch of speed from the help of that slope, a forward slide kick with the help of a glitchy wall kick, doing a triple jump off of the box right there. A bunch of kicks into a wall kick, interacts with that sign, and then does a double jump dive into the cabin. Great job to Nonsense. Let's watch that one more time. Gets a bunch of speed right there. Lands on top. Nice glitchy wall kick right there. Does a sparkly triple jump off the top of the box. A bunch of kicks. Wall kicks through the bottom of the bridge. Interacts with the one sign and then interacts with the other by jump diving off of it onto, or into the cabin rather. Great job to Nonsense, getting 8th place in this competition. Next up, in 6th place, Biff Dispense, W. I don't know why that W's there, but oh well. Time of 16.87 and 1,263 re-records. Let's load up their run. Description: Polar Bear. Long jumping over to the sign right here. Doing a sparkly triple jump rope, rather. Doing a pretty similar route, very similar route to the one of the last competitors, just managing to get up the mountain a little faster with the help of the sparkly triple jump and a regular jump. To avoid having to kick, jumps off the sign and goes into the top. Great job to 50 Spence W. Getting 6th place in this competition. Let's watch you one more time, because I almost just forgot to. Long jumps over to the first sign. Hugs up against it. Does sparkly triple jump up. Gets a bunch of speed. A sparkly triple jump up. This thing. 2 jumps. And double jumps off the sign. And dives into the cabin. Great job to 50 Spence, getting in 6th place. Next up, also in 6th place, Xander. Time of also 16.87 with 2,287 re-records. Let's load up their run. And description: shoutouts to Lucas Burtz and Nahawk's Round 3 Task 7. No idea what that one is. Kicks off the sign, gets a bunch of speed with the help of that kick. Doing a pretty similar, very similar strat. A lot of these strats are looking pretty similar. It just comes down to who can save some frames. Instead of double jumping off the sign into the cabin, manages to jump off the snow-covered cabin instead. Great job to Xander. Managing to actually tie a person that did a very similar route, just with some slightly different movement. Jump dives over to the sign, kicks it to better get some backward speed. Side flip, wall kick, wall kick, wall kick, jump dive. A sparkly triple jump up. Instead of doing 2 jumps, does 2 jump kicks there to get some even more speed. Jumps off the sign, jumps on the top of the cabin, and goes into the hole in the cabin to go into the slide. Great job to Xander, getting 6th place in this competition. Next up, in 1st place, what the heck? No, just kidding. 5th place, Alex Palix 1, time of 16.73, and a time of 500, and a re-record count of 599. Let's load up their run. Good job to Alex, getting top 5 in this competition. Description: introducing negative optimization. Ground pounds on the blue coin switch at the very start, as is standard. Gets the sign. Just dive recovers all the way over here. Still very similar runs. Doesn't stop though. Manages to conserve a little bit more speed. A bunch of jump kicks right there. And instead does the jump dive directly into the top of the cabin. Great job to Alex Palix. Time of 16.73. Let's watch that one more time. Congrats on top 5. Long jump over here. Jump dive down to the sign right there. Also using the sparkly triple jump. A lot of these top level TASers immediately know the best route and are just doing minor variations of this route up the green slope right here, including whether to jump off the sign and go into the cabin and jump off the cabin itself. Great job to Alex Palix, coming in at 5th place. Next up, in 4th place, Rush 57. Time of 16.23 and 1,343 river chords. Let's load up their run. Oh, wait a second. These results are wrong. Sam's time is above this. Wait a second. Hold up. Let me reset these. Just kidding. Sorry about that, Sam. Just kidding. Rush 57. Let's watch their run. The joke there is CeeSZee has gotten 4th place the last like 3 runs in a row. Either way, nice C up slide right there. Sparkly triple jumps all the way up. Side clicks. Side flips into some wall kicks. Some speed with a punch right there. Sparkly triple jumps up right here, lands on top of the sign, cancels it on the top of that slope, lands on that sign, and goes all the way into the top of the cabin. Great job. Let's watch that one more time. You know what I should have done? I should have accidentally played Sam's M64. That would have been funny. It's the up trick right there to get a bunch of speed. Side flips into some wall kicks into the dive right there. Lands on top of that sign as is standard and does a double jump and a jump dive right there. Great job to Rush 57, getting in 4th place in this competition, barely missing out on the top 3. Next up, in 3rd place, SM64 Expert, getting the time of 14.93, over a full second faster than Rush. Time with a re-record count of 1,943 re-records. Let's watch their run. Is this CeeSZee's task to win? Whoa, getting a lot of speed off that slope. Does a sparkly triple jump up immediately. Whoa there, some fast firsties, just managing to do the same route, but just shaving off bunches and bunches of times. Does a dive recover onto the side and immediately jumps on top of it. What the heck? Let's watch that one more time. Does pretty much the same route as a lot of people, but just saves time in crazy amounts. What the heck? Look at that speed. Lands on top of the sign, immediately goes into a sparkly triple jump. Does a long jump right there to go up faster with more speed. Conserve speed from that long jump. Only needs to jump once there. Does a dive recover, and was that actually a jump off of the fence? I didn't even notice that the first time. Great job to SM64 Expert, getting 3rd place in this competition. Now, can I get a drum roll, please? Who will get 2nd, and who will win the TAS competition? Coming in 2nd place, it is CeeSZee. Time of 14:13 and 7,762 re-records. That's right, CeeSZee did not win this competition, he only got 2nd. Sorry, Sam. Let's watch you run. Good job anyways, Sam. Description: my girlfriend says I'm a really good kisser. XD. Going all the way onto the bridge right there. Wow, some fancy wall kicks right there. Doing some edge grinding right here to go up even faster than with a regular triple jump. What the heck? What? It's too fast. I couldn't even tell what was happening there at the end. The camera master. Getting a bunch of speed, landing on the bridge, diving off of the sign to be able to immediately go into a triple jump up. Some fancy edge grinding to be able to go up even faster than with the help of a triple jump. Lands on the sign, jumps off the fence, and goes into the top. You guys want slow-mo? Okay, I'll show that one in slow-mo, because I don't even know what really just happened. Goes on the bridge, does a dive onto that, immediately cancels the triple jump by landing. Nice firsties right there. Jump dives, some grinding. Lands on that sign. What happens here? He does. He dive recovers onto the sign and jumps off the fence and dives into the top. Great job to Sam. We're getting second place. And now, for the winner of the TAS competition 2018, Task 11, coming in first place, Dargos, with a time of 13.50, cutting off over 0.6 of a second from Sam, with 5,811 re-records. Let's load up their run. Is that his second gold in a row? That's crazy. Oh. Let's watch that one more time, because I didn't have it in full speed. Sorry about that, everybody. Ground pounds. Does the C-up trick to get a bunch of speed onto that sign. Barely manages to touch it. Does a completely different round-up. Gets even more speed. Kicks off the... What?! Side flips off the sign, goes to the bottom of the bridge, and side flips on the sign and dives into the top of the cabin. Excuse me, Dargos? Excuse me? Watch that one more time, shall we? Breaks the blue coin switch, gets the C-up trick to get all the way to the side. Instead of going up like their other competitors, just does the C-up trick again to get a bunch of speed and conserves the speed all the way up to the top of the mountain. Doesn't need to go through anything else. Lands on the top two sides and goes into the top of the cabin. We're watching that in slow-mo right now. There's a trick with C-up here to get a bunch of speed. Interacts with the sign for, I believe, 1 frame. Does some grinding. Gets some more speed. This time, wall kicks off of the bridge. Was that a wall kick double jump? Goes through the bottom of the bridge with the help of that speed. Does a side flip and dives directly into the top of the cabin. Great job to Dargos. I want to watch that in slow motion on the bridge, because I'm a little bit confused of what just happened there. Okay, gets a bunch of speed. Does a wall kick and immediately double jumps by going through the wall there? What just happened? What was that strat? Goes through the bottom. Did you guys see that double jump? Either way, great job to Dargos for winning this task competition. Coming in first place. Oh, he did the wall kick from the back wall. That makes a lot of sense. But either way, great job to Dargos. Don't leave just yet, though. We still have more things to show. 3 DQs, really 4, but one of them was already shown off. The first DQ, Edio0141, who uses the warp. The warp was actually banned in this competition. Make sure to read all the rules. No warping was allowed. Edio got Ledio'd. Description, when's my ROM hacker roll? If you want to roll, you need to not be DQ'd. Nice, K's sound glitch right at the very beginning, truly showing off his mastery. Kicks the sign and goes all the way down to the bottom. And this is where he's disqualified. Unfortunately, you cannot go into this warp right here. While it would have been fast, lands on the sign, grabs the tree, and jumps directly into the top. Then exits. Good job to Edio. Unfortunately, warping was not allowed, so that's disqualification. Anyways, next up, Enduriance, who also uses the warp. Make sure to read all of the rules, everybody. Don't use the warp if it's not allowed. Description: bingo was too hard for me. Oops, I accidentally did task 10. Goes all the way to this sign with help of some jump dives, lands on top of it, then goes down to the warp. Unfortunately, this was not allowed. Unable to see what's going on, but makes his way into the warp. Thank you for keeping the camera up there. Slide kicks into the sign, then does a very quick turn, jumps off the sign, and double jumps into the very top of the cabin. Great job to Enduriance. Unfortunately, read the rules better next time. Don't use the warp. That's not allowed. And now for the fourth and final DQ. That's right, one DQ was previously shown off. I believe... I don't remember specifically who, but somebody was disqualified. It was Patachu. Patachu was disqualified for hitting an enemy, which was not allowed. And the final disqualification, Yo, what's up? Who ends by dying. Unfortunately, that's not allowed either. You needed to end by grabbing the star or end by entering the cabin. Dying is not allowed. Description: Blue Piero. Wonder what that could mean. Hits the sign right there. Long jumps all the way across this blue area right here. Goes all the way to the top of the snowman. First person, I believe, to have gone this route. Jumps all the way down. Just needs to hit this sign. Goes to this other sign over here. And unfortunately just runs off. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate that he didn't grab the star that he was right next to. Better luck next time to Yo, what's up? Make sure to read the rules. But in the meantime, that is the end of the Super Mario 64 Task Competition Task 11 stream. Oh, sorry, there was actually another DQ. Maple Strip was also disqualified. Not exactly sure what reason, but anyways, that's that. Task 12 was just released. Task 12, enter Tic-Tac Clock and collect the red coin star. You must wall kick before each red coin, and you cannot enter the level on the random clock setting. You wall kick on the same frame as collecting red coin. This counts as wall kicking after it. Time starts when the stage is visible and ends when Mario celebrates that does the star dance after collecting the star. Deadline is in 2 weeks on June 23rd at 11 p.m. GMT. Make sure to join that and join the Task Comp Discord. Make sure to join the Task Comp Discord if you want to stay updated on these cool events. In the meantime, I have been OneTed59 signing off. Thank you for watching.